Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another scene for Sept of the Howling Winds, Tay Werewolf venue, wherein I suppose the binary has had a productive day. Sigrid at least has noticed that she's been more compliant and suspiciously quiet, but also very productive. So I imagine she's not questioning it too much. Binary has been working on the forge for the better part of the day, avoiding the cub, area, but avoiding the teepees. Probably hung out in the training grounds at least a bit because they get her peeps. They're how she do. But all in all, she's just kind of been more removed from the group for the better part of the day, and just kind of lingering, kind of lurking, instead of doing her usual very interactive nonsense. So yeah, I imagine that as Lena's tromping back towards her cabin, she'll stumble across her wherever she happens to walk through, whether it's her just chilling on a bench in the training grounds with her headset on, or wherever happens to be convenient, really.
Yeah, Lena is walking back to her house. She's hands in her pocket, cigarette in her mouth, Seems a bit more relieved that she managed to get some info she needed, and she spots Binary. And she's right in the fucking way. She kind of bites her lip awkwardly, like this. Okay. And not sure really, because either way she could walk around, but then Binary might see her. She could not walk around. She kind of awkwardly just grumbles, decides to get the fuck on with it, and starts walking forward to the point where Binary will see her. If all she has to do is just look up as she's walking, almost nearly into her, because she has to basically pass her by.
For what it's worth, Binary probably doesn't notice for a hot second. She's got the headphones on. She's just kind of staring off, which likely means the stuff is cranked to far, far more than her little teenage ears should be subjected to. And it probably won't be until Lena's fairly close, actually, like on the verge of being on top of her, that, the motion in the corner of her eye prompts a sharp glance and then a comically awkward, startled, oh shit expression. At which point she'll just kind of. Nah, she ain't suave right now. She just kind of does a quick scramble, both to her feet and to get the fuck out of the way.
She just gives her a raised eyebrow, stops, still smoking cigarette in her mouth. Habit of standing in the middle of the road.
And for what it's worth, she attempted to play it off after getting upright. She does the oh shit scramble, stuffing her hands in her pockets and whirling around to just kind of start walking. But oh shit, now she's being talked to. So there's awkward pause, and she'll reach up and just delicately, grudgingly take a hold of the headphones, pull them off her ears, and set them down around her neck, still blaring, shooting a glance back. And she just kind of shrugs, noncommittally.
She just nod. It's probably a bad habit you get walked into.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. You see Cole last night?
There's like a brief kind of puzzled glance.
Well, after what happened, I was making sure he got back to the Sept okay.
Isn't her cabin on Sept?
Yeah, he was making. She stayed behind to clear up the body.
Oh, that's right. They had to run off to do that thing. Ooh.
Yeah.
How long were they off Sept?
They were gone for about. Oh God, Lena was gone for about 3 hours cold too.
And yeah, she kind of nods. Yeah. He got in real late. But yeah.
She'll nod, seem relieved. You've got a new sister.
She doesn't even feign real interest in that. She just kind of like sets her eyes back in front of her again. She's probably like turned to a bit of an angle from Lena. So, she stops just kind of doing the over the shoulder glance, looks forward, and twirls a finger. Like,
She smells like a black.
woo.
She smells like a black fury. She rubbed her nose.
Yep. I spelled it.
She's uppity, just a warning. And she doesn't know her arse from her elbow. They think she's in a rune.
Oh, I need to set this thing up.
Oh god, what's this?
I need to roll willpower, and it's lower now than it ever has been before. Okay, not lower now than ever before, but certainly low. Yep, that's a fail. Well, maybe after you yell at her enough times, she'll be exactly what you expect her to be. Then maybe someone will.
Smokes her cigarette and stares at her.
Oh, she's still not looking at her. She's kind of pointedly just looking straight ahead. Which is potentially even more frustrating.
If that's the attitude you want to take, Binary, that's fine.
The attitude I want to take?
Mm-hmm.
You used me to pick a fight with your own family. Who's got the attitude?
You used my own family to pick a fight with me.
I didn't try to pick a fight with you.
Oh, really? And she
Not
would do
using him.
The exact gesture she did, the Binary did, the rubbing of the nose while flipping off.
I didn't need him to do that. I did that all by my onesies.
But then you hide behind Abel and Cole when you get caught.
Of course I do.
Mm-hmm. The fact that they coddle you after you do stupid things.
It's almost like friends take care of each other. It's crazy, right?
I guess I wouldn't know then.
The way you act, probably not.
But takes a drag? Probably not. But at least I'm not manipulating Abel for my own end.
Okay, she finally turns a glance around. Manipulating? Are you serious?
Yeah.
You think this is some sort of long game I'm playing?
Oh, of course it is.
You fucking crazy?
Oh, I'm crazy. I know what you're doing, Binary.
Know what I'm doing? You think this is some like processed plan I've worked on over years? I barely know how to people. He's just nice to me.
You may know how to people, but you know how to play the game.
It's not a game.
You can take being insulted, but you'll never be able to take them being insulted. Can you?
I'm used to being insulted. It doesn't matter. Are you going to say that someone else won't?
You just can't handle the loss of control, Binary. No matter how much you admit it, you like your control.
She blinks.
That's why you're so good with the computers. Control.
And she just stays quiet.
Am I wrong? She'll Look at her, cold stare.
Does it really matter?
Oh, I want to know.
I'm not trying to control people.
Then what are you trying to do?
Mm, she finally just kind of like, the hands come out of her pockets to kind of flip up in the like, whatever kind of fashion. I'm not trying to do anything. I just want to get out of here.
You're doing a piss poor job of it.
Thanks. That'll really help. I'm sure now I'll be an adult in no time.
They're not going to be brutally honest with you, I will.
Because that's helped so much so far?
Abel needed to hear what he needed to hear. Do you think that I didn't know that would hurt him?
Maybe you should have cared it would hurt him, whether or not you know.
My job, and she will say very quite firmly, actually like getting into her face, is to tell
She
the
backs down rapidly.
is to tell the truth. Whether they like it or not, that is my job, Binary. I have to account for every action. What I say brings consequences. I had been thinking about this for weeks before I even mentioned it to Abel, because I knew what it would do. So
Yeah, she just,
don't talk to me about consequences. Cub, you are not one of my auspice.
yeah, Lena gets all up in her personal space. And Binary actually, she just straight backs down. She still won't look her in the face and actually backpedals a couple steps.
Now
And swallows whatever the fuck she was planning to say in return.
whatever's happened to him, it happened here. He was not like that when the last time I saw him.
And you saw him like right before he came here?
I saw him a year ago.
Yeah, a year's a long time.
Tenses a bit. Oh, I see.
There's another kind of non-committal shrug, and she like goes so far as to not just like kind of have her head down, but actually looking off to the side.
You wouldn't know anything about it, Binary.
Yeah, and I wouldn't assume I did.
Oh, that's not the impression I'm getting.
I'm just saying, he's only been here a couple of months. A year's a long time. It didn't have to be something here.
Right. Well, it doesn't matter now anyway, so does it? You got what you wanted. So, everyone wins.
No, I didn't. And nobody won. You lost, Abel lost, I lost. Everyone lost.
I'm sure you ran to Abel, and both of you had a good long talk about how horrible I was.
Nope.
Good. You should. After all, I'm just a bitch.
You are a bitch, but some of us don't get to have a family, so maybe we appreciate that you do.
I see. So is this what this is?
You really like trying to read into everything, don't you?
It's my job. Same as your job is supposed to go out there, offer wisdom, talk to spirits, do all these things, which I see very little of. And every time we try to teach you, you spit back in our face. Every single time, to the point where even Cole is getting mad.
Then maybe you were all wrong and I just wasn't worth your time.
Maybe. But you've made him care. So don't you think you have a responsibility
I
to
didn't make him do anything.
Yeah, you did. He cares for you.
And somehow that's my fault.
It's both
You're
of your
making it
fault.
sound like it's something I like put together and connived at great lengths.
The way you treat him, it might seem like that.
I don't treat him bad.
Have you asked him about anything? Binary?
I asked him about what?
Do you see him out there every day? Because I see him.
He's an Arun. And he's a Get. You guys are out there every day.
I see. She leans back.
Shrugs.
So we're supposed to worry about you, and we're supposed to mammy you and daddy you and do all these things. But when it comes to Cole and the others, he's a Get. He can handle it. I see. Very,
What do
very.
you mean he can handle it? You guys
He
train.
just-
It's the thing you do.
Ah, so you haven't looked. I thought you cared about him.
She casts her a real solid side glance for once. Do you ever just talk to people without being a cunt?
Have you looked at him?
Yeah.
And what have you done about it?
I'm trying to decide whether or not she would actually have known the difference.
It's binary. Would she?
But that's the thing. She's socially inept as fuck. I'm not sure she would have. She just shrugs. Why do you think we spend so much time together?
She takes a rage for that. I see. So as long as he coddles you and mommies you, it's all A-okay. But
What?
No, I get it, binary. I get you now. I totally get you.
I sincerely doubt it.
It's all A-okay so long as we pay attention to you. But God forbid that he suffers. And God forbid that when he's looking for people to reach out and just talk to him, he has to deal with you and your drama and your ineptitude at learning your place. Because as much as you are hurting, he is just as bad. But he's an Arun. He's supposed to take it.
What?
Or perhaps you didn't bother to look. Maybe that's it. Have you
Look,
sat
we're
down
both upset about Lefty.
and have you asked him about it?
I assume if he wants to talk, he'll talk.
I see. So he has to come to you for his problems.
You can't have it both ways, man.
But he constantly checks on you, constantly worries. Do you not reciprocate that?
Yeah, I worry about him.
Have you conveyed that to him?
Only way I know how.
Because he's told me that I was the first person to check up on him and see how he's doing. And what? I'm just a bitch, right?
Well, it's a good thing you know everything that's going on then. I'm
Maybe
sure
you
that
don't-
just completes you and makes your life all rainbows and sunshine.
And there's the attitude. Second defense mechanism. You can give me the snarky bitch routine all you want, binary, but it doesn't hide from the fact that as much as you hurt, maybe the both of them hurt just as well, and maybe they struggle even harder than you do at expressing it.
I don't know if you noticed, but the last time I tried to help someone express their sorrow, I got beat the shit out of.
So, and that you're just gonna shut off now? That's it? Is that how much coal is worth to you?
Don't you worry what Cole's worth to me. It's none of your business.
I see. Well, if you have that attitude, I mean, it makes it pretty clear. The statements like that make things fairly clear, Binary.
Yeah, I think you're a bitch. That's what it means.
Get over it. I think you're a selfish little bitch. That's what I think. I think you
Oh,
have a
you
lot
aren't
of.
the first one to think it.
I think you have
Congratulations on thinking the same thing as the rest of the Sept.
because you make us think like that. That's what you give off.
What do you want me to do? Cry and hug you and say it's all okay? And oops, I was wrong?
No, I'd rather you be honest with yourself, Binary. I'd rather you be honest with Cole or Abel.
I am honest with Cole and Abel.
Bullshit. We both know that.
Taking a point of rage. Because, you've been here a whole week and now suddenly you know everything about me and everything about us and everything we do and all of our time that you're not there.
I see more than you do, clearly.
Clearly? All you've done since you got here is fight with us.
I haven't fought with Cole, have I?
Well,
In
great.
fact,
There's one whole person you haven't picked a fight with so far. Congratulations.
Abel and I didn't fight until you came up.
And who brought me up?
You did. With your actions, Binary. What you do and all the consequences you give to yourself affects things. The way you act affects things. The way everyone, not just me, constantly tries to pussyfoot around you and you shove it
Oh,
back in
you
their
don't
face.
pussyfoot.
No, I don't, because I think, why waste your time? And she'll lean forward and look her dead in the face.
She leans back and very pointedly is not going to be looking her straight in the fucking eyeball. She's not the smoothest when it comes to that whole guru social shenanigans. She does usually look people in the eyes when talking to them, but in this case, especially with Lena getting all up in her, nah.
And you hiding whatever pain you have and using that to lash out at the world is one of the most selfish things you can do. And you know it.
You're the one who told me to hide it. Are you fucking kidding? She finally does snap and look at her.
I said hide it and reveal it to the ones you care about. And have you?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
And then what do you do to them?
Anything they ask me to do.
Not really, from what I'm seeing. From what I'm seeing, you get your emotional little cry and they have to deal with it. And then it's never mentioned again how they feel, how they are. From what I'm seeing, Binary, it's just one-way street.
Right. No, I get it. Okay. I'll stop bothering you. And them. Peace. And she flips her the little peace sign and starts turning and walking.
You do realize he needs you more than you need him.
Really? Because according to you, I'm just making him miserable and everything's all my fault.
I never said you were making him miserable. I'm saying he needs you.
Yeah, but I'm a selfish bitch and I clearly don't care.
If that's the way you want to portray yourself, which you've been doing quite a fabulous job on, my dad.
Yeah, I'm the selfish one. Me. I'm the worst.
I mean, there's your attitude right there. I'm going to walk away because it got tough.
I'm gonna walk away because you obviously don't want me around.
I could give less of a fuck if you're around, Binary. You've put me to that attitude. Cole does. He cares for you very, very deeply. Abel does.
Yeah, but that's just me trying to control everything, obviously.
Because you can't face what happened. And you will do anything else to avoid that.
She'll take another, and I'm gonna roll it to see where she's sitting, because I don't think that's enough to frenzy anyways. Eh. She's annoyed still. So pretty much where I have her. So what do you want me to do? Like, what are you even trying to accomplish here besides making me feel like shit?
Good. You should feel like shit. Same way as he's feeling like shit. Same way as Abel's feeling like shit. Maybe you should actually go see them.
I do.
Oh, really? Well, how come Cole is telling me that nobody else talks to him about this stuff? If you're so good at talking to him.
I didn't say I was good at talking to people.
And she walks right up, actually very, very angry, to be honest, and points and pokes her right in the chest.
I'm gonna roll willpower. Okay, that's at least one success.
He is your family, Binary.
So making me feel bad about it is supposed to somehow make me better at it?
You feel bad because you know it's the goddamn fucking truth.
I know he's my family. And all you've done the whole time you've been here is fuck that up.
Well, then maybe I'll leave, and then Cole will be on his own again.
I mean, if you figure that with me is as good as on his own, then maybe you shouldn't be the one leaving.
Maybe the way you carry yourself gives him that impression. Maybe if you actually listen instead of just shouting about how bad you feel.
I can't listen to people that don't talk.
You can't listen because you don't want to listen. You just want to hear how right you are.
You don't know shit about it.
I do know shit about it. I know more than you
So
fucking...
all the hours that we spend, all the time we spend together, where there's not me talking, where there's not me asking anything from him, and him not saying anything. What do you want me to do? Go digging? Good. Then we can have a fight out too, and I can take Krynos, and he can spend the next week reminding me about it, because I just wanted someone to stop punching me.
Maybe he might feel better.
She just gives her this, like, really flagrant, very, very teenaged, like, what the fuck look, like, hands splayed out, like, what?
Maybe you just need to shout at each other. Maybe you need to fucking sit there. Maybe you just need to fucking say something that pokes him.
So maybe I should just be his punching bag.
Maybe you should just talk to him, Binary. Maybe you should just go, hey, Cole, how are you doing? If you want to talk about it. If you want to just fucking shout.
We did talk about it. We talked about it a lot when it happened.
When it happened? When it happened? And what about since then? Have you ever even spoken about it to him afterwards?
I didn't think he wanted to just hear about it constantly.
You
It's
also,
almost like something bad happened and maybe people don't want to dwell on it. And I can't help whether or not I do, but I don't have to make him constantly think about it.
and you now have a gateway into his mind, do you?
Do you?
He told me, Binary. All I had to do was ask. Because I sat there and watched him suffer. Day after day, punching it, trying to make himself feel like he's okay. Because the only thing he's been taught is to be a mindless fucking killing machine. And he does not know how to cope. Do you know what they breed us for, Binary?
No, why don't you just tell me at length?
They breed him for war, Binary. Particularly where he's from. And the only thing he knows how to do effectively is kill. And he is very good at it. But they don't teach him how to feel. And that's where the likes of you, and the likes of my cousin, me, and the others are so fucking vital. Because it teaches him that he is still human. Because it's a balance of the man and the wolf. Same way as he spends so much fucking time with you. Because he worries about you.
She just slightly shakes her head, looking offside, like she's trying to just dismiss the whole idea.
Dismiss it if you want, and ignore me, but I guarantee you. If you don't do that, he will resent you for the rest of your days. Because you didn't talk to him.
Great. You guys can hang out and resent me together.
No.
And then with enough time, you can get able to do it too.
Are you
And
just
then
a
at least
selfish, spoiled brat obsessed with fucking self-hatred because you watched your friend die?
Sure.
Is that what you are? Because that's what you want us to think. And that's what you fight so fucking hard to take because you're a menace. And it's easier to hate on the menace than admit the fucking truth. Isn't it?
Seems that way. Kind of gives her a pointed glance.
Then why the fuck do you bother with him if it's just easier for you to do what you always do?
You don't know what I always do. You don't fucking know me.
And you don't fucking know me.
I never pretended I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
No, I tried to be nice to you.
Uh-huh.
I tried to give a shit. And you did what you guys do, I guess. You beat the crap out of me.
And you did what
But don't pretend you fucking know me.
And don't pretend you fucking know me, and don't pretend and hide behind the fact that you could not. That you hid behind your menace, just as the same as I hid behind me being a Get of Fenris. Don't you dare pretend that we have not done the same things. At least I have the balls to admit it, Binary.
A lot of good that does after the fact.
And a lot of good it does self-denying when you, right now, the truth is eating you up inside.
Look. You're right. Great. A piece of shit. Now what?
Now you go talk to him. But or don't. Or just have that fucking snarky, bitchy fucking attitude, Binary.
You're one to talk.
You're the one giving me back. Maybe you just don't like it because someone actually acts like you and you get to see how it feels.
Maybe you're giving it out and don't like people giving it back because you're not used to talking to people smart enough to talk back.
Or maybe I'm just honest with the fact that I can deal with my grief and accept what it is, rather than just hide.
She again just kind of shakes her head. Yeah, you deal with grief great. I can tell.
What the fuck do you know? And she'll actually take a very menacing step forward.
And I mean, she's on double her normal rage. It's not a lot, but to her it's a lot. So she kind of throws her hands up at her, like, not in a like the putting up her fist kind of way, but throws a hand up at her, like, really? Really? So you can make a bunch of shit talking presumptions about me and assume you know me. You've been here like what, a week or two? But if I say anything about you based on the things I've seen, you're gonna get in my face.
No, what do you know, Binary, about my grief?
I don't know shit about your grief except that you coped with it by running off. And after trying to do the one thing for me, I tried to do it back for you. And you literally chased me away. That's coping great.
Says the one who constantly bitches at people because she feels guilty she let her friend die.
I'm taking another point. Why are you mean?
And she's taking another point. She's good.
Don't make me look up. Oh, God.
I think you're fine. I think you're all right.
Yeah. You know what? You don't know shit about it.
Oh, I know more than you think. I know exactly about that thing that's eaten inside you who speaks in binary.
A lot of good it's doing you, isn't it?
A lot of good it's doing you, Cub. A lot of good. In fact, you're even worse than me, which I found surprising. I didn't think anybody was worse than me. But
Well, you know, I'm an overachiever.
if you want to isolate yourself and hide behind your little pissy little attitude, go ahead. At the same time, you can't stand the fact that I'm right. Can you?
But she grinds her teeth outright. You know what? No. Fuck you. I'm not doing this. I'm not fighting with you. And she fucking whirls around and starts to march off again.
Fuck you. Who said we were fighting? If we were fighting, I would have beaten the shit out of you already.
Yep, you're a badass. Kind of like does a little back wave.
It's not your fault, you know, Binary. You call out.
You weren't there.
I know it's not your fault, no matter how much you tell yourself it is. Because you think about it day after day, and you see him lying there.
Oh God, why do you do this to me? She takes another point of rage, even though she's trying. That's about time she like reaches down and snags up the headphones and tries to just kind of use the really obvious method to block it out.
And she will walk over, spend that point of rage to surge over, and rip the headphones off.
You know what? She's gonna take a swing.
Go for it. She would try to duck out of the way.
Yeah, she snatches the headphones and Binary just kind of whirls, and it's probably a wide swing. Yeah, it's not a very good one.
Nearly gets her though.
Skims by her nose apparently, but yeah, she finally has a fit of temper and kind of whirls and skims past.
It's not your fault.
You don't know that. You weren't there. She like tries to snatch her headphones back.
She lifts it up and takes a ginger step back and keeps saying, it's not your fault.
And let me... You know what? I'm not even going to roll for it. She's kind of blatantly tearing up on it, but she's still she's still fronting. She's still trying. And when she steps back with the headphones, there's a brief like flick of eyes from her to the headphones, the height and all. And you know what? There's the snap assessment, and she just kind of reaches down to her phone and flicks it out of the jack, like unplugs them and flicks the cord, and tries to turn again.
It's not your fault, Binary.
Yeah. Let me roll again. Oh, what's the moon today? Does it take 4 successes or 5 to frenzy? I can't remember anything.
4. It's 4.
Oh, Jesus.
You can spend willpower, though.
That's true. Let me check and see if I need to, because Jesus Christ, she's running low on willpower. Oh, where's this thing? Is this... Yes. Oh, I love you, Moonface app. Come here. Oh, sweet. It's a crescent, so it's diff 7, and even with the -1 diff, because she's at the edge, it's still out 4.
Yeah, you're good.
Just barely. So, she does whirl again. You don't know anything about it. You weren't there. You didn't see shit.
You don't think I know what it's like to see a loved one carried back in your arms after being ripped right from your eyes, and you stand there, powerless.
She's gonna take another swing.
Dodge again. Two.
Yep, 2.
Skims out of the way.
Barely. Just barely.
You don't know what it's. You don't think I know what it's like to see them carry the body
Fuck off,
back.
Lena. Some of us haven't seen it like 80 goddamn times. For some of us, it's new.
You look at her. So, because we can't be affected by we lose the death of our loved one, that makes my pain less than yours.
I don't know about anything you've gone through because you won't talk to me about shit.
And you won't talk to me. Tell me, did you...
You don't want me to talk to you. You just want to make me feel like ass. Need my headphones.
No. So it's fine. It's fine when they carry him back. And I couldn't even shift to Krynos to protect his body, Binary. I just had to watch. But again, it's not your fault. It's not. No matter how much you like to blame it, it's not your fault. That kid who told me to run told me it was fine.
I'm trying to even figure out what the fuck to roll.
She's gonna roll willpower, actually.
3.
Ooh, just barely. She's not crying yet.
Binary is on the verge. It's really obvious. Like she's got the tears going, but she's kind of schooling her expression.
I mean, so is she. The both of them are that bad. She can tell that from Lena straight away. Do you think it was easy for us? And then, did they beat you up for frenzying? Did they take him away from you like they took mine?
And this time she doesn't even like swing. She just does that, tries to do that full body, like, you know, plant both hands on and like shove harshly. I mean, I can roll for it or whatever, but
I mean, you
yeah,
can do it. Yeah,
she
you can.
just shoves her. Fuck
And she
off,
takes.
Lena.
Oh, so right, what? So it's again. Did they not let you at the funeral because you were a brand new cub, and they were afraid you might frenzy in front of everybody? Is my pain less than yours, Binary? But I still think it's not your fault because what could
She's starting to kind of crumple at the edges. What? Because I'm so useful? Because I'm so good at this?
because you loved him.
A lot of good that did him.
Because you care. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much they're gone, you still hold on to their memory with everything you have left.
Give me back my headphones.
No. No. You love the person so much, and then when you lose them, and they shun you away, when they die, you're so afraid of everyone else shunning you away. So you push, because it's easier.
It doesn't matter, because even if you cling to the people that care, some people are going to talk shit about you being a manipulative bitch. And shoves her again.
And some people, when you try to reach out because you don't know how to, because you look at them and you see the exact same thing, you try to convince them in the way that they were reached out to, and they spit in your face and you're angry because you feel like your pain is lessened. And I think both you and I feel the same ways about things. We're just too stubborn to either admit it.
Start scrubbing at her face.
Rubbing at the back of her head awkwardly.
Yeah, it's not even subtle. She's like just straight. Ironically, using the sleeve of the jacket is like rubbing the tears off her face. You know, you're really shit at getting people, you know that? You could have just talked about it. You didn't have to start with all that other shit.
I was right though, right?
Yeah, but now you're a bitch and you're right.
She like rub at the back of her hair, like putting her bang, and she like pushes her bangs in front of her face, you know. Like
Yeah, at this point, at least Binary's kind of stood down some. She doesn't have the aggressive posture. She just kind of has a defeated slump going.
Lena's hyperventilating.
Glances up.
Like rubbing at the back of her head awkwardly. They all talk about their dads and how fucking great it is.
I don't talk about my dad.
They all think it's so wonderful and hugging each other and getting married. Marriage is great.
She's keeping a close eye. Like she's trying to hide it with her hair and her hands and whatnot, but she's keeping a close eye on her expression. Is she like coming apart at the seams?
Yep.
She debates for a hot second, which is probably how she got this far. But yeah, realizing that she's on the verge anyways, and well, she might not punch me this time. Binary finally, again, it's an impulsive action, and it's not suave and it's not subtle, but she steps in the distance between them, and yeah, just kind of hugs on her.
There's that kind of surprises like she hits her chest because I think Lena's taller than Binary. I've been
Yeah,
right.
but I imagine by a good bit.
Yeah, I think Lena's 5'10", so I think she is. Yeah, so there's that kind of little bit of surprise. There's not like any aggression in her, but you feel her hand shake as she kind of like touches the back of Binary's hair.
And yeah, if there's one thing Binary knows how to do right, it's actually like a solid hug. There's oomph and muscle behind it. She gets up and gets her arms around her and gives her a good solid squeeze and stays there.
I just hate when they talk about this stuff. And then they make fun of me because I just want to drink so I don't have to think.
I guess we're both bitches and we both don't know how to cope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looked down at her. When I became this, I lost everything, Binary. And now I have all this weight on my shoulders. Because I'm the only one. The only one. From my side of the family, that's this.
And she tries to turn like this sad hiccuping noise into a bit of a laugh. Not a dismissive thing, but just kind of the cruel comedy of it. God, we suck so much.
It's not. I used to be married. And he couldn't look at me anymore. She'd like look her head, bow her head down. And I'm not even gonna roll willpower. She breaks down, crying. On top of Binary, you know?
Yeah. It's almost like this is half the reason that it's such a firm hold she's got. So as Lena starts kind of, gets that weak need thing going on and starts actually crumpling into proper sobbing, yeah, she's holding on and holding her up and just kind of crying and laughing because it's so stupid. It's all just so stupid. Everything is awful in every way.
And she'll look up at her, she's wiping tears out of your face. My friend, like your friend Lefty, was half done. And I lost him too. And he was the only one who looked out for me when I turned. Marcel said I was a sin. And it was unfair. And I took everything I had from him. But my dad died. I got angry. The next thing I know, I'm a Krynos.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry for your friend, Binary.
Yeah, he was pretty much the only good thing here.
Cole said as much as well.
Yep. And if Cole hadn't been there, I was just gonna leave. And I figured they'd be like, oh, what a relief. That bitchy chick's gone. And I wouldn't have to deal with their stupid shit all the time.
It's probably what they say about me back home. She gets a sad smile at her. You know, tears coming down her face, ruining that mascara she does pin perfect every time.
I really want to hate you.
Yeah, where do you want to hate you too? But I meant what I said about Cole. Just like he came to you when you thought about running away, you need to go to him, Binary.
I spent like all my time with him.
Just ask him how he's doing, okay?
If he punches me, I'm gonna be real mad at you.
He won't. He needs you, okay? And I like him a lot. So I got a bit defensive.
Is that how you do? You come in, decide you like someone, start fighting with their best friend.
I'm a bitch, what can I say?
Yeah.
And I was worried that the other two wouldn't talk to me anymore, so I lashed out.
So you made them not want to talk to you anymore? Yeah. You're as bad as me.
Why do you think they call me Brooding Sorrows, Binary? Seb thought it would be funny, I think.
Should have told him to fuck off and die.
I did. I was the only one who made it back. Me, much to their great surprise. So that's why I shout at you, because at the end of the day, I know what it's like to be hated by a lot of people and then push away everyone you care about, because you can't let them know how much it's hurting.
I'm pretty sure he knows. I like ruined all his shirts. Crying and snotting on him.
I ruined his shirt yesterday, so it's fine. I think we're getting on an even scale. I'm sorry, I'm being a bitch.
You really think I'm doing it on purpose?
No. Just smile. I thought of that at first. And but that's when I was really fucking angry. It was when Cole was talking to me, I realized you're doing the same thing I did when I was a cub. Back when I had really long hair. Smile.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, but I don't know how to people that good.
Neither do I.
Awesome.
Smiles awkwardly. So are we like friends now or something?
Did you mean what you said to Abel?
Part of him needs to stand on his own 2 feet, and part of you needs to help. Part of it was harsh, because it needed to be harsh to wake him out of, or to come out of it. And he needs to think about himself.
I mean, I don't even know what he does the rest of the time.
Sits and broods and bitches and makes enemies.
So that thing you do.
Yeah. Except he's much more sassier and less bitchy. I just worry about him a lot. And I think him doing what he's doing is unfair to you and him, and I called him out on it. It was harsh.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up.
Cole and I talked about it. He agreed it was harsh, but at the end of the day, sometimes in a Ragabash you have to be harsh, Binary.
Well, yeah, but aren't you guys family?
To nod weekly. And even if that means he hates me.
Yeah, did you try ever the being nice thing?
I've tried. And he made fun of me. Remember? He called me a drunk.
That wasn't being nice. That was being drunk.
I find it easier to talk to people when I'm drinking, so I was going to sit down and have a chat with him. Hug him and just tell him how much I cared. But Fenrir can't do that, so he called me a drunk, and I decided, well, I have to be harsh.
I mean, Sigurd started it.
Sigurd's a bitch.
There's just kind of a blink in how abrupt that is.
She just says it straight out. She's a bitch, and she's an uppity cunt. I like her, but she's a bitch. We both know it. Besides,
he was trying to be mean.
It came across that way, and particularly taunting me.
I mean, I'm not good at pretty much everything, but I think he meant it in good fun. He wasn't trying to be nasty. He was just teasing you.
Abel can't come to terms to the fact he's not in the rune binary. And so he lashes out at everyone.
I mean, you lash out at everyone. I lash out at everyone. It's like
different.
what we do. It's our defining feature as a group.
It's different. I accept my role as a Ragabash. I know my role, and I'm proud of my role. It's one of the very few things I'm good at, and I can get away with. Abel has always wanted to be in the glory, and has always carried the burden heavier than I have. And it's eating him apart. So he lashes out at people who seem to hold themselves higher than most, who seem to give the impression of strength, because he can't face it.
I'm lash out at Cole, and Cole's pretty good at what he does.
Cole, she actually will smell quite sadly. You should talk to Cole, sweetie.
I'm gonna.
Really talk to him, and then you'll understand Cole. Then you'll understand the full moon a bit better.
I feel like there's groundwork I'm missing.
Just talk to him, okay? I promise you'll see why. He's trying to live up to his own legacy and carry the burden that your friend did. And he doesn't know what to do. So he's going to need all of our help, okay?
Yeah. Can I still talk shit to Sigurd? She's kind of freaky.
You can talk as much shit as you like, but please try and learn something. Don't have us repeating ourselves, because it just makes it look like we're wasting our time, and we don't think we are with you. Okay? you want to come back to mine, I've got some popcorn. I've got some really funny movies that I found.
Are you a pirate now?
They're called Jackass. I bought them from the video store.
Oh, God. I don't know how they survive all that shit. I'm pretty sure that the law of averages said they should be dead by now, or at least Darwin's law says they should be dead by now.
She's not. You could just watch them. I even have my laptop if you want to do stupid things. And there's Wi-Fi.
Okay, can I have my headphones back now?
She'll put them on her head. Awkwardly.
Yeah, they get like plopped on all fucking akimbo. She'll grab them and tuck them around her neck. Immediately busy herself with plugging them back into the headphone jack.
Binary gets picked up and almost koala'd. You know, like, oh.
Admittedly, she has done much piggyback riding and a lot of other things, but she doesn't usually get outright picked up, so there's kind of an initial... Oh. Okay.
Yep. And he carried. Like a very protective cub in a bear's mouth, almost.
Yeah, ironically, this is one of the few... Like, this is a gesture that just automatically rings a certain way. So yeah, once she's picked up, she'll hook at least one arm around her and mellow out some. Just a bit. She's still riding a little hard on rage, but it's starting to dwindle a bit.
Mm-hmm. Lena actually hums very softly, and she's a very nice voice. Because yeah, high performance. So she starts singing very softly in Russian as she's walking.
And yeah, so she taps into the hard-coded chill out groove, and yeah, by the time they get back, Binary will be pretty much mellowed down to her normal levels.
And then Lena will proceed to fatten her up on butter popcorn and beer while watching Jackass.
I'm sure she will get no small amount of amusement from Binary periodically just kind of thrusting a hand at the TV and be like, "Oh, come on!" Like, like, "Oh my God, how are you alive? Get out of the gene pool!"
Probably, yep. Yeah, she'd be more amused by the fact of Binary's wild explanations of everything than anything else.
Yeah, she will have many things to say about the things they're doing. They will be colorful and periodically that will be at some length. But yeah, it'll be comedy gold.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. I think
you were right. So we will say thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. I'm gonna yawn now. And we will see you next time in SotHW the Howling Winds.